Sometimes I'm impressed or amazed even at how sometimes the unbelieving world contains thinkers who are honest and penetrating in their thoughts to where we actually come to some of the same conclusions, we in the creation science community. Oh, of course, obviously many different opposing conclusions, but I mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson last time, and he was interviewed by the magazine that I found in the Amtrak train pocket in my seat one time recently, and they were interviewing him about many different science matters, but one thing they asked him was maybe aliens made us, or there are aliens out there, and the mega structure that maybe the whole universe is full of. And Tyson said, I think if your best guess is aliens are doing it, it means you haven't thought enough about it. Wouldn't it be great if there was a mega structure? Nobody doesn't want to meet aliens, certainly not in my professional community of astrophysicists. We'd love for there to be aliens out there, but, and this is where we come to the same conclusion, we creationists and biblical worldview creationists anyway, and the atheist evolutionist community says, but to be scientifically responsible based on the history of what we've discovered, it shouldn't be your first assumption, not even your second assumption. So yeah, creation, according to biblical worldview, we're the only living things in the universe. Now, the Bible doesn't say that particularly, but it's the only ones that the Bible talks about. When it talks about people in a faraway land, I have sheep you know not of, it doesn't necessarily mean the Romulans or the Vulcans or the Klingons or something like that, or the Andorians. It's talking probably about the Gentiles, because Jesus was talking to Jews at the time. But the idea that there's life on other planets, if even NASA scientists admit, if we find bacteria on Mars, they probably drifted there as encapsulated spores, blown by the solar wind out of the upper reaches of our own atmosphere. Life probably traveled there from here, and then just couldn't evolve for some strange reason into Martian primates and everything after billions of years. But that's another story. So I am impressed with that Tyson says, yeah, let's not go for aliens or intelligent life or even life on other planets of any kind. He also was asked about, what if we're really living in the Matrix? What if we're the simulation hypothesis that, and he said, well, if there were aliens and they were super smart, maybe they could create computer programs and hook us up, and we're just all part of a simulation. That would solve one of the atheistic worldview problems about consciousness and the illusion of consciousness, that you don't really have a mind, that you aren't really conscious, that's an illusion. You don't have, in other words, a spirit. You don't have a person to you. But of course, God is the ultimate person, and we're made in his image. That's the biblical worldview. At least if I am in a simulation, maybe I should go ahead and follow through with this idea. Just go ahead and play along. But if we're not, this is it, and this is the real, as Shakespeare said, the play's the thing. God bless you. Keep thinking, Dr. J.